am Tessa-Marie and welcome to the Morning Blessings. How are you feeling today? It is July 4th, Independence Day in America, the 4th of July. Flags and stripes and flags are going, stars and stripes are flying all over the place. Good morning, Stacy. Happy 4th of July to you. Hi, Georgie. Good morning. Happy 4th of July to all of you wonderful people. It is, I should have said wisdom. Happy July 4th, but we're talking about wisdom. So let's see who else is here with us this morning. I can see Stacy, Georgie, but of course, Instagram is not moving. Welcome to the Morning Blessings. Thank you, wonderful people. How are we doing this morning? It is a great day. Somebody told me, well, you shouldn't do a live today because people on holidays in the States, so you won't get many people coming in. I said, I don't do it for that. I do it because I have something to say and I want to share what I've learned and what I'm going through and let others know that, hey, we've all been down that path before. So here we are. It's 8 o'clock. That's enough of that. Guess what? It's coming out on Wednesday. Get ready, Amazon. It's coming out on Wednesday. So we'll talk more about that. So everybody, Georgie and Stacy and whoever is here with us this morning, good morning. Love that. Yuko, good morning. Georgie, I am loving your dress and the colors. Hello, Lemmy Ford. Yeah, the dress is a little bit, it's very skinny, straps at the top, so we cover that up. I am so excited for me too, eh? Anyway, hi Ryan, can't wait to buy some. Ryan has been bugging me about it. Yes, we got it going. And Yuko, I haven't sent you stuff. So I have to send it to you. So I have them there. So anyway, happy July 4th for all of you. Celebrate your stars and stripes. Be proud to be an American because that's what you are. And have a great day. Let's get the show on the road. We're a minute late. What's going on here, Tessa-Marie? Are you in holiday mode already? No, I'm not. So yes, wisdom. A big one. An amazing topic. I'm putting my cup down. I just want to check everybody. Sometimes, if I don't say hello when you come in, perhaps I can't pronounce your funny, fantastic names that you choose. But when I get your real name, I do not forget it. So welcome everybody to the Morning Blessings. And here we go. The Morning Blessings, wisdom. And they say it's good judgment. And July 10th is a big day. That's your birthday. Is it? Wisdom, good judgment. Wisdom is the breath of life. And you're going to say, Tessa-Marie, how could wisdom be the breath of life? And the dictionary said, good judgment, sage-like qualities. You know what a sage is, right? And good judgment. Morning, Loretta, how are you feeling this morning? Happy 4th of July to all our American friends as you're coming in. Drop by and get a little vitamin for the day. Is the 11th, another big day. Oh, all these big days, I have to remember that. Wisdom is the breath of life. Why? Because where there is wisdom, there is peace. And where there is peace, there is life. So, we all know the story in the Bible, the Old Testament, about Solomon, and when God blessed him with all what he asked him, what do you want? And he asked God to give him wisdom so he could guide the great nation of Israel at the time that he had to do. And God said to him, because you didn't ask for long days, long life, and lots of possessions and money, I will give that to you, including wisdom. So many times, thanks Ryan for sharing that. That's a lovely message, guys, from Ryan. So many times we ask for something. And because what we ask for, God looks at it, or the universe looks at it, or the energy of the world and says, here, I'm going to give you more, your cup runneth over. And that's what he did with Solomon. So remember that. His wisdom was so sharp. They tell you in one of his stories that two women, you know how it was, we don't know, but the two women were sleeping in the same house. And in the middle of the night, one of the babies died. They had two sons. Each had a son, sorry. And in the middle of the night, one of the babies died. And they arrive in front of Solomon to make a decision which mother owns the baby. So Solomon took his wisdom and he said, okay, bring me a sword. I'll cut the baby in half and each person will have half. And one of the mothers said, no, 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 just give her the baby, give her the baby. And then that was how Solomon was able to find the true mother. And there he knew. The other one said, cut it off, so be it, let's chop this child up. But the other one said, no, she can have the baby. And that was peaceful. So we acknowledge Solomon's wisdom. But what about the wisdom of the mother that said, yes, give it to her. Let her have the baby. Was that wisdom? Man, was that powerful wisdom? I rather know that that child is alive than we both lose our babies. And that was powerful wisdom. So Solomon gave her the baby, and she was the rightful mother. So what we have to remember is that wisdom, as I said, wisdom is good judgment. Wisdom is the breath of life. And I ask, why is it the breath of life? Because where there is wisdom, there is peace. And where there is peace and harmony, there is love. And where there is love, there is knowledge to share. And where there is knowledge to share, there should be ears to hear. But sometimes we do not hear. And we miss the wisdom that is dropping into our lives. We miss the judgment, the wisdom that is coming with a different type of judgment. And where there is peace, there's always going to be some sort of harmony. That doesn't mean it arrived in the same way. It was peaceful all the way. Remember, these women were fighting about this baby. Remember, Solomon had to use a harsh piece of judgment there. No, we don't know who is the real mother. So let's cut that child up and they can each have half. Cruel. The first time these words were said, people must have thought, oh my God, this is terrible. Good morning, Gabby. How are you feeling today? How is the weather in beautiful London? So when Solomon said, give me the sword, let me cut this child in half, that was harsh. Can you believe the people in the room and say, he's supposed to be our leader and that's what he's going to do? But he had to find a way to find out who is the real person, who is the real mother of that child. And by him making a decision that was really, just wasn't nice, the mother showed up. And that is why you always have to remember, at the end of a difficult journey, the beauty of the journey will show up. And sometimes we go through life and we cannot see the wisdom that we are supposed to collect to give us that fulfilled life. We cannot feel the wisdom because we are so into the weeds of what is happening. But if we were to stop and listen, we would hear wisdom. We would see wisdom at work. We would feel wisdom. We would actually taste the flavor of wisdom. And, and touch it. But the thing about us is that we do not stop to gather wisdom. Wisdom can come for sure with age, that's what they say. But I have witnessed myself, age doesn't give somebody automatic right to wisdom. Making yourself a martyr and a victim is not wisdom. That's giving up. That is feeling less than. Solomon did not give up and say, I don't know what to do, and walk away. He chose a path. And in him going on that path, the real thing showed up. The real parent showed up. So when we are choosing to let the world dictate to us how we function, we are not using wisdom. And you do not have to say, when you get older, you have wisdom. I have seen very, very amazing young people with wisdom. And I've also noticed people, and they tell you, I have no wisdom. And they're older. So wisdom is, in a way, is giving you a choice. How you think, what you see, and how you react to what you feel and taste and touch. That's true wisdom. Good morning, Narita. How are you feeling today? So wisdom is the breath of life. Why? Where there is wisdom, there is peace. Wisdom avoids aggravating judgment. Strange. To make it look terrible, to push it to the other side. So wisdom will not cause anger to flourish, to not avoid getting things going in the wrong direction. Wisdom actually is a good observer. Wisdom forces you to stand still. Wisdom is part of that Kenny Rogers song because it tells you have to know when to go forward, when to stop, when to count, when to run, all of that. That is wisdom. That coward that you say, oh, they didn't stand up and fight, they ran. Maybe, just maybe, they have another way to come around. And wisdom might tell them, instead of going through the front door, why don't you enter on the side where there is less turmoil? And you might be able to calm those that are marching towards the turmoil and say, hey, stop and think. Wisdom makes you realize where you are in the moment. And the more you tap into wisdom, is the better it is for you. So wisdom is not something you can buy. It's not something that just drops from the sky in your head. Wisdom is that thing that you notice, that you observe, that you are quiet in wisdom, that you can look and never shift your head and let your eyes do the walking. Wisdom allows us to hear these things that are not being really told. Somebody's talking and they're looking at you and they're saying how much I love you. But if you have wisdom as a detector, you will look and see that wisdom is telling you no. Because you can see there is no vibration. But it suits them in the moment to tell that to you. And you have to discern. Wisdom makes you discern. You look at it and say, no, that's not love. That is something to placate me, to keep me quiet, to make me stay there. I love you. I told you I love you 40 years ago when I first wanted to get to know you personally. But over the years, the person doesn't love you anymore. So wisdom will make you hear those words. Why should I tell you I love you? I told that to you when we first met 50 years ago. And wisdom will say, what's going on here? Wisdom will make you realize that is not true. If they cannot say it in the moment, they cannot say it at all. At the time, go back. Why did they say it then? What did you have that they desired? And they use their wiles to get it from you. So their uses, it's aggravating. But at least now you know. So I always check what is not being said. I always tell you, you have to. Because we are supposed to be able, wisdom teaches us to read the energy of others. That's what wisdom teaches us to do. The person can be right there with you, and the energy and the vibration coming from them is telling you, it's not what you think. It's not what you believe. And that is the part that wisdom plays in our life. Wisdom avoids aggravating judgment. Wisdom is another version of chi. Do you guys know what chi is? Chi is feng shui. And wisdom and chi are similar. They need to meander through life. They need to stroll and they need to stop. Chi likes curves and movements. So does wisdom. Chi likes to sit and relax. Where there is no wisdom, the edges are sharp. They cut. They're in a rush. They do not sit still. They do not breathe in the energy of the day. They do not have time to sit and let chi do its thing. Because chi likes to, that's wisdom. But The lack of wisdom is a sharp sword. It's not fluid, that's right. It has to flow. Good energy from another human being, you should feel it. It should be flowing. You know, the olden days, they said, my spirit doesn't take that person. When I see them, the hair just stands at the back of my head. They do not offer a hand to anybody. And when they do, they expect the hand to come right back to them. And they're never, ever satisfied. Because chi makes you sit. Wisdom makes you sit. And that person that you catch sitting, and they have a smile, that little smile on their face, hey, that is not because they're crazy. That's because they're in chi. That's because they're in wisdom. That is because they can feel the peace and the energy. That person that has wisdom will never shout to and tell you the world is coming to an end in all this turmoil we have. Because in all the turmoil that is going on, they're going to find a sliver of peace. And the more of us that grabs that sliver of peace in this really tumultuous world we have right now, the bigger the sliver comes. So it's up to us to choose what are we doing with our life with wisdom. You cannot buy it. It's not inherited. No amount of overtime will give you enough money to pay for wisdom. Because you remember, that's all Solomon wanted. Wisdom. So I can do the job right. So why aren't we not asking for that too? Instead of asking for more money, to win the lottery, to do this, to do that, let's just ask, oh God, grant me the wisdom so that I can live a fulfilled life with my family, so I can make choices to help and direct myself and those that expect me to have something to offer them. You know, when your children comes to you, one of them or all, and say, you know, Mom, Dad, Auntie, Uncle, you know, Uncle Ryan, I know you're doing really well. I want to have a chat with you. And sometimes they'll say, you know, because Mom and Dad really, they don't listen, they don't get in it. Auntie Arita, Auntie Stacy, come on. I need you to tell me, how do you do it? How do you stay so joyful, Yuko and Arita? These are your nieces and nephews, and they're pulling that energy. And tell me how you found yourself there, Loretta. That is what they're going to ask you. A friend might say, you know, you did it, you succeeded. Loretta, what did you do? What do you think they're looking for? A little bit of wisdom. They sense it, they smell it, they taste it, and say, Georgie, how do you manage all of this? I am facing this difficulty right now. What do I do? And when you get that opportunity, do not just ignore those things, because you're making your life, you will never be happy. You will never find through joy. You can have all the money in the world, and you will still smell like you cannot afford to buy perfume. You can shower. A person that is like that, they can shower and soap themselves and put clothes on, and they still look like they need a shower. Because the wisdom is not in them. They cannot pull it. Wisdom is a funny thing. And it's cheap. But you have to go get it. You have to ask for it. And in all of your asking, stop asking for anything and ask for more wisdom. And see what tumbles into you. Wisdom, as I said, is another version of chi. Wisdom loves to rest. Wisdom likes to rest. That is why they say it belongs to the old people. But they like to rest. I remember, I have a brother that, he is the last, but I always felt a different energy in him. And he likes to just sit. And he's a deep thinker. And one day he had to talk to another person that was quite nasty. And his words to me were, you know what? I have to go. I'm going to pray so I can know how to talk to this person. And that taught me a valuable lesson. It's not this quacker that knows everything. This quacker believes they know everything. The loud voice quackers. And then they think it's my way or the highway. They do not seek any advice. There was that young brother telling me, I need to go pray before I have this conversation. What is that? That's wisdom. Or the person that says, you know what, I need to go for a walk before I get this done. I need to do this. I'm going in the shower. In the middle of a confrontation, that person walks away. I have to go, you see. I need to go connect with my wisdom so I can manage this. And these are the people we have to learn from. These are the people we should learn from. But you know what? We go for the loud and the bold ones. And it's the empty vessels that makes the most noise. If you hit a pot that is full of food, it will not sound hollow and shallow. But if you take it and you hit it with a spoon and it's empty, it makes a loud big bang. The drum is deep, but the cymbals are clacking, right? Lessons on wisdom. Wisdom pauses before thought. So when a thought comes, you know that wisdom is playing a part in there. When that thought becomes a word, remember, wisdom was at the helm. Wisdom was at the top. And from wisdom came the thought. But you can know when there was no wisdom placed in that thought. Because we asked the people, and what were you thinking? We have all asked that question, sometimes even of our own self. We are working with our family and we say, so what were you thinking when you did this? What were you expecting? Because it came out without wisdom. And that is what we have to remember. Wisdom is the precursor of thought. That's what it is. You're thinking of this, and wisdom will say, should I stay or should I go? Should I run or should I stop? Should I let my tongue go free? Wisdom, if you hold on to it, will say, no, you can't pull it back. You're not able to. That's what wisdom will tell you. And we have to know that so that's why wisdom is the precursor. Wisdom loves to rest. Wisdom is another version of chi. Wisdom pauses before thought. Wisdom loves to observe before any action. Wisdom will say, stop. This person is violent. Where are you going? And then you hear them say, I had no idea. Oh my goodness, I didn't. It's a good thing I didn't go. That is the person that used wisdom in the moment. The other person will say to you, man, what a mess that was. Is that the right choice? No, they will say, no, this was not the right choice. Wisdom loves to observe before action. Wisdom listens deeply. A person who has wisdom never interrupts you. Because again, in the scriptures, it tells you, he who answers before hearing the entire thing is a fool. Book of Proverbs. He who answers you in the middle of you telling them something is a fool. They interrupt because they haven't heard you. And you wonder why they make choices that they regret. Why they befriend people and believe by donating and giving and giving and giving to these people, they will like them. Because they never listen. They do not learn. They do not observe. And we have to do that. Wisdom does not interrupt you. Just said it. Wisdom makes you stop. It says, okay, go ahead. Those two women in front of Solomon screaming which baby belongs. Did he interrupt them? No. But his judgment was harsh. And then his judgment became one of wisdom. Wisdom speaks quietly, yet wisdom is heard when the desire for growth is present. So wisdom is not loud. Wisdom does not clank and make boom and bang all over the place. It speaks quietly. And you can still hear wisdom in turmoil. Because why? The desire for growth is present in you and me. And it's only when we have that desire to grow, and as long as we are alive, we're never too old to learn that. So in the turmoil, you pick it up. I remember when Amma came on the thing once, and we talk about bullying, and I said, if your child comes home and tell you, I'm being bullied, that is a good thing. She couldn't, at the moment, she didn't see that. And until I said to her, and that was using some of the little ounce of wisdom I have, and I said, but no, you know your child is being bullied. That's a good thing. Because there are children that are being bullied and nobody knows until they find them with a note and they kill themselves. It was harsh to tell her that. But I wanted her to see in that crisis, your child still had faith and believed that mom can come to my rescue. Dad is there. Or the one that doesn't believe anybody will help them. So that's wisdom. Wisdom feels energy of the world and all that is in it. It does feel the energy. I cannot be bothered. I cannot be bothered. Is that wisdom? You can't be bothered if what? You cannot even be bothered if our thought. When we say we cannot be bothered, we are not using wisdom. We're using anger and selfishness and ridiculousness. I can't be bothered with all of that. Right, really? Well, why is all of that in your face right now? You better be bothered. You better go sit down and find out. We better sit down and find out why we're saying we cannot be bothered when it is around us. It influences our decisions. I cannot be bothered to vote. Really? Nothing changes, so I'm not going to vote. Really? You just voted. Somebody voted for you. So you cannot be bothered to make a choice which you were given to choose, and you wonder when choices are taken away from you, now you want to go match. But you have another choice over there that you walk past. Because you couldn't be bothered. I'm not standing. Yeah, but it's affecting your life if you stand in the line for 4 hours to vote. I can't be bothered. Watch your words. Our words really affects our life. So wisdom knows the moments of contact that enhances them. Wisdom looks deep in all it sees. So wisdom looks deep in all it sees. Why is this? Wisdom always asks, what's going on here? What's that? Silently, softly. And wisdom knows the moments of contact that enhances wisdom. It does, you know. Because wisdom will look at the moment something is happening and say, They can feel it. Is it going to increase? It's like this half an hour that I'm speaking. It's not everything that belongs to everybody. But if you can leave one thing, that's what's important. With one thing. When you make your comments, if I can take one of your comments and know where this is leading, it's okay. There might be 40 comments, but one of them is all I need. No more than one. All what we say, one is all we need. All what I speak about, I experience. And maybe you know that already. But my version differs, and you can say, oh yeah, I never thought of it from that. I experience it, and I do say I'm bothered, I can't be bothered. But that energy, is it nice? Is it chi? It's not wisdom. And chi and wisdom are the same. Wisdom is present. The energy and vibration leans on wisdom. It is present. It's right now. And the energy and the vibration, it leans on wisdom. It says, you know what? I'm just going to pray before I have this conversation. I'm choosing to answer and deal with this later. Wisdom. Wisdom can be found in the young as well as in the old. I told you that. Wisdom can come in a very young person. Wisdom, the young ones will ask a question. Why do you do that? Why did you go? Why did you stop? What made you come here? Why not? Why you choose this and not that? The why is important. And that's why many of us were not able to capture wisdom. Because we grew up in households that did not allow us to say why. Why? And I always had that. So when I was disciplining my children, I told them why. That doesn't mean I don't like you, I don't love you. I do not like what you're doing right now. It has nothing to do with you as a person. And that is how I chose to explain to them why I'm saying no. It does not mean I hate you and I despise you and I do not like you. I am not in together with you on your choice. And that's what we have to remember. Wisdom can be found in the wise, in the young ones, when they ask questions. Wisdom brings others to the feast only if they are willing to see, feel, and taste all what is happening and to hear the music of life. Wisdom will bring you to the table, and wisdom will tell you feast. But you have to have that willingness to accept wisdom. It's not bought. It's not hurried. It's not angry. It is wisdom. It's special. It's unique. And it makes you feel good. Wisdom will stop you from breaking your toe. And that's what wisdom is. So wisdom and chi are very similar. What you will notice with wisdom, it loves to rest. And when wisdom rests, wisdom smiles. And it might be the Mona Lisa smile. No teeth is shown. But if you look in the eye of someone who has wisdom, all the answers you want are usually in the eye. Because you see, wisdom does not have to speak loud. Wisdom does not have to shout. Wisdom will lead you to the feast. And when you're feasting, wisdom will enable you to taste it. So on this 4th of July, have a wonderful day. And in all what you do, make sure you seek wisdom. Like Solomon, choose wisdom. And all what you desire will be added onto it. Have a wonderful and amazing day. I am so happy that I did decide to do this on the July 4th because I was told why I do this because your American friends wouldn't be here. But whoever ever came and they got a little bit of wisdom, or you got one word, wisdom is like chi. Now you know if you don't know about chi, you're going to check chi out. Chi and wisdom love to meander. They do not go straight like a bullet. They stop, they pause, they enjoy, they smile, and then, only then, do they move. Have an absolutely amazing and fabulous day. Thank you, Arita and Stacy, for all your wonderful claps and smiles and all the things you gave me. Let me say goodbye to Stacy, Arita, Georgie, Ryan, and Lainey Ford. I need to know Lainey Ford. Okay, Loretta and my nephew. For you guys for hanging with me today. And we have Stacy. Let me see if we have American. They said no American friends. So that person's prediction didn't work. There is Georgie and there is Stacy. And I have England and I'm sure Lainey Ford. I have no idea where you're from. Do you have a name? You can put it in. I'll repeat your name so I remember it. Yeah. So you see, the wisdom that came calling told me, go ahead. It's a promise you made to self. Do it every day. And you're not doing it for those that don't come. You're doing it for those who will listen on 100 years from now. Can you believe? Anyway, wonderful people. Stacey, I'm looking to see if that person came. Lainey Ford will give me your name. Lainey is your name. And where are you from? I realized Lainey. So have a wonderful day, everybody. And take care. I love you. Cherish you. And I'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be another wonderful day. And we're all done. So everybody here. Bye. Take care.